My name is H.A. Goodman. I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. To support this YouTube channel, go to my Patreon link below in the description section and in the pinned tweet. I want to thank you for your support. Subscribe to this channel. We are almost at 105,000 subscribers, and I want to thank you. You can follow me on Vimeo, BitChute, Gab, Steemit, and Minds.com. Thank you so much for your support on my writing, pertaining to my writing. My books are below, but her top secret emails relates directly to all of this and debunking the Trump-Russia myth and the other books. Book 5 is going to be out very soon. Nunes, we actually want the ridiculous Dem memo released. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes on Sunday said he actually wants the Democratic rebuttal to the now infamous GOP-crafted surveillance memo to be released. Not infamous. It's actually eye-opening and groundbreaking. But, we actually want the Democratic memo out. We think it's ridiculous on the face of it. We think it's very political about how they attack myself. They attack Chairman Gowdy. They turn Carter Page into some super secret Russian spy. They talk about how Christopher Steele is a really, really good source when we know that he lied to the FBI. The really, really interesting thing about all of this is that Trump wants the Democratic memo revealed as well. I don't like the whole 4D chess analogy. I don't think that anybody could look into the future, or this isn't. I just think that this is a better example would be judo, or using the opponent's momentum against them. So the Democratic Party is always circle the wagons on a single narrative. And it's either one or two or three narratives, but it's always something they don't believe in, but something that, or they don't embody, but something that they can virtue signal on, or something that they can either virtue signal on or pretend to embody just for the purposes of pontificating and lecturing. So before it was feminism and Hillary Clinton, and oh my God, Bernie Sanders pointed at her. That's an example of sexism. Then we have Harvey Weinstein just completely breaking that paradigm. A lifelong Democrat who raised millions and millions for Democrats and was a human networking machine in terms of fundraising. Maybe in terms of the donations he made, it just spans in the millions. But in terms of the fundraising and the connections and all the female celebrities who now lecture the country on how horrible Trump is, they knew. So the whole Me Too movement is really composed of a lot of very powerful women who knew about Harvey Weinstein but didn't do anything, Hillary Clinton included. But that's just one example. Now they're the law and order party, and they really care about justice and the deep state, the intelligence community, the DOJ, and the FBI. When the Clinton indictments take place, they won't care about all of those things. They'll just jettison them the same way they turned on James Comey. But I've spoken about this before. The Democratic memo is very, very good for Trump, because what it does is they have to double down on lies. The best reason never to lie, or never to tell grandiose lies, really big lies, is because you're going to have to constantly double down on different elements of the lie that make no sense or are easily debunked or just make you look bad. So the FISA memo, the Nunes FISA memo, originally exposed the fact that Christopher Steele's dossier, paid for by the DNC and Hillary Clinton and influenced by Cody Shearer and Sidney Blumenthal with their dossier, by the way, there were two dossiers. Their dossier, Blumenthal and Shearer's dossier, was also given to the FBI, which is just unbelievable. With all this quote-unquote sources and methods and emphasis on sources and methods and emphasis on intelligence. Oh, the intelligence community assesses. They're not even certain of Russian hacking, but they're really confident and they're so good at intelligence They had to rely on gossip, hearsay, rumor, all of these things. The Steele dossier, like I always say, is when BuzzFeed published the Steele dossier, they published it with the words, with the subtext or the tagline, it's unverified and contains errors. That was part of the headline, I should say. So when Nunes and Trump, even though Trump's not saying he can't wait, but I know that he can't wait for it to come out, when the Republicans say, yeah, go ahead, give it your best shot, they're in the driver's seat. The Democratic Party is reviled by even its own supporters. There are people who hate the Democratic Party who will eventually vote Democrat because they fear Trump or they hate Trump. The conservatives, and I know I love the conservatives, I love my conservatives who watch this channel, I want to thank you so much. And generally, I'm pretty sure the progressives or the liberals who watch the channel know very well that the Democratic Party is completely corrupt. Basically, anybody who watches me for the purpose of addressing the corruption within the Democratic Party and other issues as well. But where was I? Trump wants the Dem memo released. So the FBI and DOJ will go ahead, remove certain parts that are damaging to national security, which is ridiculous because there weren't any aspects of either the GOP memo or the Democratic memo damaging to national security. This is all about exposing gossip and hearsay emanating from Hillary Clinton's campaign and Clinton. So the sources and methods, nonsense. The sources were people with ties directly to Hillary Clinton and Obama loyalists, or the methods were, let's pay $186,000, I think Steele got, for the dossier that eventually led to lawsuits, defamation lawsuits that are now leveled against. Now I'm thinking there's so many different companies of the Platte River, Fusion GPS, and BuzzFeed. Trump wants the Democratic memo out primarily because it doubles down on. Finally, the 7-minute crowd gets exactly what I should have said earlier. It doubles down on gossip, the gossip of the Steele dossier and the gossip of the Papadopoulos and Alexander Downer ridiculous drunken conversation. Then, like I stated in a prior segment, what they'll do is they'll appeal to bureaucracy, to government institutions, and they'll say, oh my God, these people were spied on for so long. Therefore, because they were spied on, there must have been a reason. They won't provide the reason. They won't provide any evidence. There is no evidence not only of Russian hacking. There's no evidence of anything, any of the claims in the Steele dossier. There's no evidence of anything. There's evidence, a mountain of evidence of Clinton crimes. You don't need to go ahead. And I love how, they're so clueless. Politico has an article out, Hillary Clinton needs to move on. And then the article talks about how could somebody so qualified, one of the most qualified people, still be letting Trump define her? What is so qualified about Clinton? That she's a criminal? That she was so stupid she couldn't be indicted? That she didn't know what the C meant? That she helped destroy Libya? That she used a private server because she's so paranoid and she wanted to hide all the smoking gun emails? We don't even need smoking gun emails from the 30,000 about the Boeing and weapons deals and UBS scandal and Chicago commodities trader that was put on a nuclear advisory board scandal. All of these issues. You don't even need the $1 million for 5 minutes of Bill Clinton's time, the 500 conflicts of interest we learned, all from WikiLeaks emails. That's why they don't like WikiLeaks. That's why Democrats don't like WikiLeaks, because WikiLeaks, all that Julian Assange did is publish the corrupt words of Hillary Clinton. They don't want that corruption out there. And furthermore, they think anyone knowing about the corruption is a threat because in their minds, Trump is just as bad. And if his emails were out, then they would show massive. Yeah, but you know what? The Trump Foundation doesn't have a weapons deal scandal. Sorry, Trump didn't steal billions and billions from Haiti. That was Clinton. You know, the person who isn't a white supremacist. Clinton, no white supremacist. Just called black youth super predators. Used racism against Barack Obama, spreading the birther myth. So it wasn't just Trump. spreading the birther myth, and billions and billions stolen from Haiti. The people of Haiti deserve that money. They're still recovering from the earthquake. Give me your thoughts below. It's the damn memo. Bring it on. It's hilarious. I can't wait to eviscerate it, and I know you can't wait also. And I can't wait for all the subsidiary YouTube channels, the Russia bot nonsense. I can't wait for them to say, "Oh, look at the damn memo. Oh, Carter Page was spied on because of George Papadopoulos and get him getting drunk. You see? They're out of their minds." Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. Thank you so much for listening.